The 36 state governors under the aegis of the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, have lambasted the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, AGF Abubakar Malami, over his directive to pay the Paris Club consultants while the case is still in the Court of Appeal. The governor stated this in reaction to the directive by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation in a statement yesterday by the head, Media and Public Affairs, NGF, Abdulrazak Bello Barkindo, insisting that Malami's directive was suspicious. The governors also declared that the decision by Malami to support the consultants who have been battling desperately to grab $418 million from the accounts of state and local government raises questions of propriety and the spirit of justice. Importers of liquefied petroleum gas, otherwise known as cooking gas, have stopped importing the commodity. Investigations show that the cost of the product increased by 240% for 12.5 kg, jumping from 3,000 naira to 10,200 naira between January and October. It is worthy to mention that about 65% of LPG is imported into Nigeria, while domestic production accounts for 35%. Therefore, the discontinuation in imports could further increase cooking gas price if the situation is not resolved. The Executive Secretary, Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, Basi Essien, said the reintroduction of customs duty and value-added tax on imported LPG were the major reasons for the halt in its imports by importers. He also stated that there were several other issues and stressed that if the halt in LPG imports lingers, the supply of the commodity domestically could suffer severe drop. The World Bank has stated that it costs more to move goods within Nigeria compared to the United States of America, saying that the cost of moving goods per unit distance domestically in Nigeria is about 5.3 times higher than in the United States of America. This disclosure was obtained in the Global Facility to Decarbonize Transport report, newly published by the World Bank. The report further reveals that reducing the cost of moving goods through improving the effectiveness of transport networks and services is pivotal to re-establishing global trade. And the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has disclosed that the e-Naira, Africa's first digital currency, has successfully completed 46.3 million Naira worth of transactions in less than 2 weeks of launch. The currency's first week and a half, according to the Apex Bank, was a huge success, going by the 400,000 new wallets registered in dozens of nations and clients making 12,500 transactions worth of 46.3 million Naira. This feat was achieved in spite of customers' complaints about a time-consuming sign-up process. The move by the federal government to concession 4 major airports across the country as part of its developmental plan for the aviation sector has once again aroused experts' debate on the necessity of the move. Reacting to this development, a former rector of the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria Kaduna State, suggests that the best possible arrangement is for the government to own the system and then contract the management part to private operators for output. Cole Creek was speaking on the business breakfast earlier in the day.
In any business, there are 2 critical factors, that is the management and the funding. So the funding comes with the cost of money. The cost of money means you don't have that money, you have to go and borrow. To borrow, it's only government that can borrow at a sovereign rate in the percentage, single digit. Usually about maximum is about 2%. Usually between 0.5 to 1.5%. But a private guy will borrow higher than that. So when it comes to owner, but then for government to borrow, for any project to borrow, government must have the ownership. So the ownership matters. So if the ownership retains with government, so government can borrow at a lower cost, and government can really do more because of that interest rate, because of that cost of borrowing. But if it is, and not only that, only government can raise bond cheaper. So the government can go to the public, I want to raise bond for aviation in Nigeria, and people will subscribe from all over the world. the private guy cannot respond because the private person can go under, and how would they get their money back? They know government will continue. So for ownership, it's better for government to continue to own those. Now, what about the management? It has been found out that globally that government is a bad manager of business. Not a bad ownership, but bad manager of business. I'm sure that is why they came out with the idea of government has no business in business. And if you look at our own experience, there's nothing wrong with all the government businesses, even those who are privatized, but it's a management aspect. So the Americans, what the Americans did was, they preferred to outsource the ownership, the management of government enterprises to the private sector because they can do it better. And that was what the Chinese have copied, and the people in the Middle East.